Great day. This is Mr. McCrae coming your way with another installment of Math Mentoring. All right. In our installment today, classwork recap, marking period 1, week 5. We talked a little bit about the different functions and the what we could expect their graphs and tables to look like. And then we went into a different direction. We started talking about piecewise functions and their implication to real world situations. So that's what we're going to get into today. All right. So in our first couple of problems from classwork, I took some liberties. You might notice that these problems look a lot like your bell work. In fact, they are your bell work. So this was your bell work from Monday. This was your bell work from Tuesday. This was your bell work from Wednesday. So instead of me going over those solutions here at this point, I've already done them for you in our bell work recap. So I want you to just shift gears over there. Okay, now this is a new problem. On a set of axes, draw the graph y to the 2 raised to the x power over the interval of -1 through 3. Okay, let's consider our steps. So let's see what's going on here. Okay, so the first thing we have to make note of is that this x is the variable. So, we're going to have a value that kind of looks like this, potentially. All right, so what it is I want you to be mindful of is that as we look at these XY tables, I want you to see that we're interested in values between -1 and 3. So these are the values that we're supposed to be paying attention to. Right here to right here. Okay? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know it would do that. All right. I'm having fun with this magic pen, guys. So the answer to the question that we're looking for is what does this actually look like? So it looks like this, guys. That's kind of what I predicted it would look like, and as you guys kind of see, when it's -3, really tiny. By the time it gets to 0, we're at 1. By the time it gets to 3, it is actually picking up speed. And that's what you can anticipate with a project, a function of this nature. Okay? Let's consider our next question. In our next question, whereas which graph represents y equals the square root of x minus 2. All right, so a couple things that you guys should at least be able to do for me at this point. You should have enough knowledge of what we've talked about where we can just say, hey, it's not a linear function, not a straight line. And you should be able to tell me, well, this is not, this is not a parabola. We don't have something that looks like this. So because of that, you should be able to get rid of this also. So really our best choice, our really best choice is this answer right here, guys. That's the answer that should jump out at you. Okay? All right? Clear this out. And let's just consider the final question. The final question. When we have this function, okay, the question that we should be asking ourselves is it more A or is it more B? All right. And, maybe you want to pause the video real quick and just put it in your calculator. But how many people think it's A? How many people might think it's B? Well, we that's the point of the video, for us to talk about it. When we graph it, guys, we see that the graph mirrors that of A, not B. That of A, not B. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry, guys. Get rid of this. Sorry. Didn't mean to screw you up. That doesn't need to come. All right, this is what we wanted. All right, sometimes you can't take yourself too seriously. Yeah, so when we actually graph this thing out, we notice that we're actually going to start not at the origin, but at -1. And that's what this means. We're starting at -1. So origin would be here, -1 would be here. So the solution is B. The solution is actually B. I did have one more thing. No, I guess not. So I guess that would beg the question. What would I have to do in order to get this? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's think about it. What if we put in x minus 1 all under the square root? What would that look like? That's what I thought. That is actually going to look exactly like A. That's not the right answer. That's not the answer we want. But that's the difference between having the square root of just x versus the square root of x minus 1. Okay? All right, let's clear out what we have. Get what you need as we get ready for our next question. All right. All right, so we got a chance to look at the graphs a little bit and to really, as a recap, we've been doing a lot of work with graphing functions. We have, we started with the linear function, straight line. Then we went to the upside down and the right side up smiley faces. We call those parabolas. Then we talked about square root and absolute value functions. One was a v and the other one was the venue that kind of shifts like that. So we're going to actually go in a different direction now. We're going to start talking about piecewise functions and their application. Okay? Internalize a video, 30 minutes a day, keeps bad grades away.